And that's why CGM solutions are quickly becoming one of my favorite things that are out there. So something a lot of people don't realize is the impact sugar or certain carbohydrates can have on one's health. And I'm not just talking about weight gain here, even though that is a major one, but we're talking about overall health, energy levels, disease risk, inflammation, poor sleep, and the list goes on and on. And that's why CGM solutions are quickly becoming one of my favorite things that are out there. And that's why I want to take a second to talk about Veri. Now I've seen the comments and I know a lot of people stop right at this point. You're interested in the solution, but you know you have to apply a sensor. And there are two questions I get all the time. What is it like to have a needle in your body all the time? And how bad does this thing hurt? Well, first, as far as the needle goes, it does not stay in your body. A lot of people seem to think that. There is an applicator and a sensor. You put them together. I'll show you in just a second. And when you put this on, there is a small needle that helps apply the sensor. But once you pull it away and it's instantaneous, that needle is gone and it just leaves a little filament behind. Think of something like a bristle from a toothbrush. It's something kind of can move around a little bit and just floats in there. You don't even feel it. Once it's on there, I honestly forget about it. Other than scanning the sensor with my phone, I completely forget it's there. There's no pain. As far as applying it goes, I've seen lots of videos where other people say there's no pain. I've made videos saying there's no pain. I'm about to show you applying this thing. I've done it so many times, I don't even flinch. Snap them together. And now our sensor is inside of there. All you do is take the back of one of your arms, line it up there, pop it on, pop it off, and now that's on. It is sealed really well. I've never had a problem with this. You just go flat in, flat out. I don't even feel it, no pain. I can't tell it's there even right now, even after it went right on. No big deal. Trust me, you can do this. So now that I have the sensor on, my next step is to get 2 apps configured. Now I did this a long time ago, so I don't have to do this because it's only a one-time thing, but you have 2 apps. One for scanning. So when you want to get the data off the sensor, you put your phone up there, you pull open that app, you say scan now, and it will pull that data over. The second is the Veri app where all the magic happens that we're going to be talking about here in just a second, and that will automatically port over. They tell you how to configure that. It is extremely easy. Don't worry about that. And let me tell you something real quick. I hate asking you to like and subscribe, but that YouTube algorithm thing, it's the real deal. And when you do like and subscribe, it makes a huge difference for a small creator trying to make this thing work. So if you don't mind doing that, I definitely appreciate it. And any comment you throw below does help as well. So let me know how you're doing, what you think of this product, what you might like to see reviewed in the future, because I love that type of feedback, but thank you for helping me out. So now the data's coming into the Veri app, but where do you start? Well, one thing that I really appreciate about Veri is it's very easy to use. There's 3 buttons at the bottom: program, glucose, and timeline. And let's start with just talking about glucose. When you get into this tab, you can see your glucose levels, and that's just data. It's really not that beneficial. So the first thing you want to do is go to the timeline tab. And from here you can see add meal. And we have meals and events, so think of like exercise. Well, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. You can add those, and it is very important that you do this, and as well as exercise, because what this will do is allow you to go back to that glucose chart and see those different events on there and know what worked for you, what didn't, and then you can make changes to improve those and see the impact. Is it going in the right direction or the wrong direction? And over time, you're gonna be able to make much more decisions because you actually know what does and doesn't work for you. You might learn exercise in the morning, it's not my thing. I need it in the middle of the day, or I need it in the evening. You might realize a meal you thought was great wasn't, and you need to modify that a little bit, or maybe it's not for you. A meal you thought was terrible, it's actually not bad. You just need to keep the portion size under control. You're gonna learn. So in the future, instead of making that mistake over and over and over again, you know you need to tweak it or improve it. And now it can work for you because you've seen how it needs to be structured to work for how your body responds. Now, if we go back to that glucose tab, at the bottom, there's something called the daily metrics. And this is what I consider the motivational section. It shows you your morning fasting glucose, average glucose, the variability, and oscillation. And basically this lets you know how you're doing on a snapshot view. In the morning, are you waking up and you're already elevated and you're fighting an uphill battle? Well, you should have been better the day before, and it motivates you when you are thinking about making a bad decision or over consuming or maybe not exercising to burn off some of those carb stores. You might make better decisions, so the next day when you see those numbers pop in, they're gonna be better. Okay, so that's great. We have data in the tool. We have learning opportunities. We're seeing all sorts of stuff, but what do I do with that? I'm no nutritionist. I don't know how to fix things and be better. Well, that's where you go to the program tab. When you go to that, It's going to have motivational factors built into it as far as how you can use the tool and maximize the experience, but it's also going to have learning opportunities so you can learn how to be better. So right here, a quick little 1-minute video on how to reduce avoid foods that are not going to help you at all, but you may have no idea that they're bad for you. You watch a 1-minute video and now you go, okay, I didn't know that, but now I do. I'm not going to touch those. I'm going to remove those from my diet. Foods that are enjoying are going to be very healthy for you. What are macros? What does that mean? How do you want to balance your macros? And how do I even count calories and know what macros are as a whole? There are learning opportunities on learning opportunities broke down in stages, in small snippets. So you're going to be able to work your way through this, not feel overwhelmed like you have to learn a bunch on day one. You can slowly learn over time as you're improving based on the results you're seeing, the learning opportunities you're having and implementing those, and then adding new things over time. All right, so now we know how to use the data, learn so we can be better in the future, cycle back and try different things, see what that does to improve our results. And that's where things end, right? Oh no, they're not done with us yet. Because if you go to the timeline tab, at the top, you're gonna get a daily score. And if you click on that, it's gonna give you a breakdown of what you did well, what you have room for improvement on. So again, just pointing out where you can get better and help you learn what works for you and what doesn't. It's also gonna give video suggestions, so focus on fiber and the impacts of that. It's right there. Give me an idea of things I can do to improve my health even more and put knowledge in my head so I can make better decisions. But then if I come down, it's gonna break down my specific meals. So for lunch, I had oatmeal and toast, something that's pretty much a high carb meal, but you can see I still got a 7, which isn't terrible. It could be better, but for trying to sneak in something like that, it still gave me a good score. Well, why? Well, that has to do with the type of bread I used, the type of oatmeal I used, and the portion size I had. There are options that would have clearly been a 2 or a 3 there. It would have just blown up my day, but this didn't do that. So there are things you can learn that still make things that may seem off the table work well for you. Another example is I had, I think, burgers and fries 2 nights in a row. The first night, I made the same burger both nights, but one night I used sweet potato fries, and the other night I had your regular, just not so good for you fries. And the sweet potato night was way better as far as my score goes. So you learn those little modifications. You can still have those meals that normally you might be like, maybe that's not the healthiest thing, but you can make it work so you can still have it and fit that into your diet sometimes. So you can enjoy what you eat and not just be miserable having boring, low, small portions all the time. Now let me wrap this up by talking about my experience with Veri. I've been using it seriously for about the last month. I've been using it longer than that, but after the new year, I decided to really start working on my health, and I started taking it seriously and trying to get these numbers. And I very much enjoyed the experience. One, it's fun just to try to improve your results and see the impact that when you make better decisions throughout the day, that you can see it reflected somewhere, and it's more than just is a scale moving or not. You can see you're starting to do the right things and where you can continue to improve. So I enjoyed the experience. Now, as far as my results, my weight is a little higher than I'd like it to be right now. A lot of things going on in my life, and I let it creep up. And in the month that I've been doing this, I've lost 8 pounds, which is fantastic. That is a great number for me. It's still trending down. I am very happy with the results. So experience, results, and just what I'm learning, knowledge coming in, this has been amazing. And again, I think as far as ways to improve your health, if you want to do it the right way, if you want to learn how just to be healthier, be able to make better decisions for the rest of your life, these CGM options are fantastic. They are just a wealth of knowledge, let you know what works for you, and then you can take that with you for the rest of your life and just know, do this, don't do this, modify this, don't modify that. Here's what I can do. And it is just so beneficial. So end to end, I love this. Now, if you do think this might be an option for you, I do have a code that will save you $30 and support the channel, so I definitely appreciate it. It's VSM-Learn with Travis. So definitely use that at checkout. If you do get this, save yourself some money. But I hope you're able to reach the health goals you've been trying to achieve. Let me know in the comments how it works for you. And until next time, here's to a healthier you, and have a great one.